Back to the hideaway. Black light burns. Here be monsters.
Only the Founder knows what awaits us in the Iron Kingdom. But Vivian could probably make an educated guess.
Oh, we got some side quests. Two side quests. Ooh, this one's an important side quest, I think. All right, let's go and do those first. A new missive. Let's see what this one's about. Oh, let's see if this guy has a new song. The last song I heard from you I did not like, so hopefully this one's better.
Against the gloom of bygone days, do motes of flame take flight? From glowing embers, beacons blaze to see us through the night.
Yeah, I like he had better lyrics at the other hideaway. They probably had to meet deadlines, but I mean, how much more time could it have taken to read a couple more sentences? I mean, you already have the person there. Instead of the person, instead of this person reading, you know, 5 pages of dialogue to cover the whole game, you could have them read 10 pages. Sure, it might take a couple extra days, maybe a couple extra weeks, depending on how many people there are. I don't know. I mean, if it was like that, not too time consuming to record some voice dialogue. Now, if we're talking about like they had to spend some time programming, they couldn't add this feature because there wasn't enough time to program this into the game or something to do with music or artwork, then I can understand. But somebody just reading some lines, I don't know.
I didn't take you for a scholar, Ivan.
Oh, this? Well, it's Valisthea, a culinary pilgrimage. I borrowed it from old tomes. Seems there's no creature in the realm so foul it can't be cooked up into something delicious.
Think I'll stick to the unfoul ones, thanks.
Oh, where's your sense of adventure, Sid? Honestly, one glance at these recipes, and even you would trade in your sword for a butcher's cleaver. From spit roasts to sweetmeats, this book has them all. What I wouldn't give to bring these recipes to life.
If it's my blessing you're hoping for, then by all means.
Well, I'm no hunter, Sid. The first ton of worm I came across would be the death of me. But you're made of sterner stuff. Would you help me resurrect one of these recipes?
Sure, why not?
Something tells me you won't be taking no for an answer. Fine, I'll help.
Fantastic! Thank you.
So, dare I ask what's on the menu?
Chance's Stew. It was once a favourite among the gourmands of Oriflamme, if the author is to be believed. Though Molly's never heard of it. The only problem is that while the recipe is extremely detailed in most respects, it's infuriatingly cryptic as to the main ingredient. A beast, no doubt. Most likely something that would make easy work of a simple cook with more broth than brawn, but unwanted violets. I've no idea what they might be.
Does the book say anything else?
Well, only that the sweetest violets sprout atop the bed of roses.
Roses. Rosaria, perhaps? One of the butchers in Martha's Rest might know something. I'll ask next time I'm there.
Yeah, I'm not sure if I buy that, noob. Yeah, I know dialogue has to be written. And I mean, I can see the point where they wrote some dialogue, they hired some voice actors, and they paid them and they did what they did. And then maybe later on, they they wrote some other dialogue and they didn't want to deal with bringing all the voice actors back and doing more voice dialogue. But some of the stuff, like, how do you explain them reading? Like, they'll put like 2 sentences of dialogue and they'll read like half of it and then just stop. Like, how do you answer for that? if you read half the sentence, it must have been written, unless they changed half the sentence and didn't bother re-recording it. And then when it comes to renting a studio, I mean, I doubt it. I mean, this is Square Enix we're talking about. You know, they're not a small indie company.
Typical nobles, cowering behind their
The only thing that
walls
makes
rather than
sense is
joining the fight.
that might be time consuming and they didn't want to do it is, the lip syncing. I'll give you that one.
How did
And the
we never
rewrites.
hear about these
I can
Guardians
see
of the
that too.
Flame?
There are new billets being posted every day.
Clive!
Maybe
oh,
that's
I'm
what
glad
it
to
is.
see you.
Is something wrong?
It's Blackthorn. He ain't
But in the
himself.
end,
And if I'm honest, he ain't been for a while.
That
Normally
I'm
it only
just a
takes couple
consumer.
of drinks to perk him back up, but
Exactly, it's
not
kind of
this
lazy.
time.
It's like, yeah,
Something's
I
getting
can
down.
understand. And like, I don't want to be
whatever it is, he ain't telling. It's like he's lost his
non-sympathetic, but
spark, you
at
know?
the end of the day, it's like
He's barely got enough fire in his belly to get the ump about
it's
stuff.
not in the game, and I'm
But
playing
thinking
it.
he
I
might
didn't make
if
the
we
game.
both bent his ear, because he respects you, innit? So, what you say?
Maintaining a studio is a big deal. It's much cheaper to get it for a game. I don't know. I wouldn't know. Like, I don't know if they have a studio. But the only reason I say Square Enix might have a studio is because the music that they make is just top tier. I would be really, I mean, they have, Final Fantasy has their own band that does tours. They're called the Black Mages. You can look it up. Like, they tour. They still tour. Like, so I think they might need a studio in their headquarters to produce
Fine.
music.
If you think it will help.
I knew you'd understand.
Square
But
Enix
if he
is like
doesn't want to talk,
a very
him
special
be.
company when it comes to music.
he'll open up when he's ready.
So I wouldn't be
All right.
surprised if they have their own studio.
Now, he'll only smell a rat if we both turn up at once. So, I'll go first, and you can meet us at the forge. Wait a bit, then head over when you're ready.
I would love to go. I would love to go to a Black Mages concert. I'm pretty sure they're still touring. They didn't in 2012. Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure about back then. I forget when the Black Mages became a band. I think it might have been when Final Fantasy 14 came out. Right? Yeah, but there's just so many games that they're making nowadays. I mean, you have Final Fantasy VII Rebirth coming out in less than a year, and then if you believe the rumors, you got another Final Fantasy IX remake coming. You have Star Ocean. A lot of other RPGs that I can't think of right now. Maybe they just didn't want to bring in the voice actor. That's true. Maybe, like you said, maybe they did some rewriting and they just didn't want to bring the voice actors back. Yeah, I mean that seems very plausible. And it's a minor nitpick, right? The game is so good. I'm just nitpicking at, anything you can. That's what happens when a game's really good. You see small
August,
flaws
And now you.
that really don't.
pair up
You wouldn't
soon.
really care if it happened in
What's
other
it got to do
games.
with me?
August was worried that something had been weighing on your mind. I thought you might want to talk about it.
Did you now? I told you not to stick your nose in my business. What'd you go and do?
Clive just wants to help, innit? What's so bad about that? Talk to him. You never know, you might feel better for getting it all out in the open. Please, mate. I'm worried about you.
Phil shut you up. It's nothing really. Stupid. Not the sort of thing you bother people about.
Why don't you tell us all the same?
Karen and I have an arrangement. I keep an eye on Goots, and she shows me what the competition's up to. Interesting arms and armor, things like that. Anyway, the other day, she shows me a cuirass she's come by. Masterpiece of level work. Light, supple, and tougher than it had any right to be. Made my stuff look like every clumsy shit. Should have brought the bastard thing there and then just to study it, but I was too proud. And now every time I reach for my hammer, I'm reminded that I'm not the craftsman I thought I was. There. You happy? You got what you came for. Now piss off.
All right, we're going.
Pretty common for JRPGs to do that with voice dialogue. To be fair, not sure why, but many had the same thing with audio and side story dialogue. Although I'm pretty sure Final Fantasy VII Remake
always
was
thought of
fully
old Blackthorn as
voiced,
a bit
so
of a
was
force of
Crisis
nature.
Core Remake, if I'm
Like
not
a
mistaken.
storm cloud full of ale. Didn't think anything could rattle him.
Yeah, I'm pretty
Least of all a
sure.
stupid piece
Maybe
of
other
leather.
than like random
Blackthorn's
NPC.
always taken pride in his craft. Questioning it means questioning himself. Something tells me this is only going to get worse. If he has doubts, it will affect his work, which will only add to his problems. We need to nip this in the bud.
I couldn't agree more.
He said he should have bought that cuirass. Perhaps we should track it down for him. Assuming you're happy to help, that is.
Too bloody right I am.
Glad to hear it. First things first, then. We need to speak to Karen.
Even random NPCs had voice dialogue. Oh, you're right. Yeah, you did. You're right. The funny thing is like I wouldn't even care about some people not having fully voiced dialogue in this game. The fact that they decided to voice half of what they say, like they'll be like I said, there'll be like two sentences. They'll read like one, and I'll have to read the other sentence.
He's Torgal.
I would have rather
And
you
he'd take a
read
liking to
nothing,
you too if you gave him as many nuts as Nan does.
but I don't know.
Karen, do you have a moment? Blackthorn mentioned that you'd recently come by a leather cuirass. An exquisite example of the craft, from what he told us.
And he ain't been himself since he saw it. So we thought we'd buy it for him.
Sorry, sold it already. Didn't think Blackthorn cared for it the way he turned his nose up. But it was nicely put together, that's for certain. Even if the bloke who made it is a bit of an odd one. Happened across him on my travels. Makes all his stuff to order, but the fella who commissioned it refused to pay. He didn't like the colour of summit. So I took it off his hands for a fair price.
You don't know where we might find him, do you?
Like I said, he's a bit of an odd one. Doesn't even have a workshop. He don't trust hunters neither, which means he spends as much time out tracking beasties as he does working their hides.
I see.
He did tell me something, though. Apparently, his next commission's for a set of griffin hide greaves.
Here, there's a griffin on the hunt board. The curse breakers were placing bets on who'd bag it. Now, where the bleeding hell was it sighted? Somewhere in Sambrec, maybe. Care Northern, that was it.
Thank you, Karen. We'd be lost without you.
At least you admit it.
So, it sounds like going after that griffin might be the best chance we have of finding our roaming leatherworker.
I'll leave the hunting to you if you don't mind. While you get on with that, I'll ask around the markets. See if I can't sniff out who he is and where he's hiding.
Good idea. Hopefully one of us will be able to track him down.
That's also a good point, Fudge. I mean, even in this game, random NPCs that we walk by have voice dialogue. Let's see if I can trigger it. I think the same thing in Final Fantasy VII. When you walk by people, they would say something and it'd be voiced. I don't know if that's the same if you actually talk.
Maeve over there's the best thing to happen to the hideaway
Okay.
since
That too, yeah. Doesn't bode well for them not voicing other dialogue. Oh well.
Headlands wouldn't be half as bad without all the blood.
What you gonna do, I suppose? Maybe they'll fix it in an update. Oh, 3 new letters. One from Otto, an apple a day. The lad from the yard ran up a basket of martels just this morning, sweet as honey and crisp as the morning breeze they were. I told myself I was only going to have one, but I reckon if no one else listens to old Otto, I don't have to either. You let Nigel and his lot know they've done a fine job. was a time you'd catch none but Sids supping on these, for but for their foul bite. But for him, they were never about the flavor, but about what they represented, our ability to make it on our own. And look at us now. Sid would be proud. A flame none brighter. From Wade. My Lord Marquez, I ask once again for you to forgive my men for your welcome back at the Lazarus, but certainly you can understand that you were the last person any of us were expecting to see at our gates. In the short time since our reunion, you have shown yourself to be the self-same man I followed into Stillwind those many years ago, a true bearer of your father's legacy. If only Sir Tyler, the Lord Commander, and all the others who were lost that night were still with us to see how bright your flame now burns. To you and your cause I hereby pledge the swords of the Guardians, and am proud to stand alongside you once again. All quiet in the Dominion. Gav. The Dalmix and the Imperials are at a standoff. They snarl at each other's fangs bared like slum curs, but neither wants to make the first move. It's almost as if they both realize what a stinking pile of chocobo shit they've stepped in. If I were a man to lay a wager, I'd put my copper on this conflict not playing out anytime soon. I shall keep you appraised. Okay. That takes care of everything in here. Let's go to the other area and see what else is new. And then, maybe get a start on some of these side quests. Well, let's see. Do you have voice dialogue?
A sea voyage this time, is it? I can lend you an oilskin if you're looking to keep the salt off your back.
Yep, the whole sentence was voiced.
Typical nobles.
Yep, there. Yep.
Cowering behind their walls.
Yeah, that's what I meant. Some NPCs, you just start talking to you as soon as you walk by them. They're the ones with the problems.
Today, Clive? Is everything we've received and everything promised?
Pillow talk. Such is the renown of Sid the Outlaw, that much of my clientele would rather spend their time rattling on about your endeavors than making any endeavor of their own. For that I feel I owe you at least a portion of my earnings. A particularly enamored sort left this on my nightstand. May it serve you better than it did him. A busy courtesan. I wonder if that's from the burlesque house.
Best of luck out there, Sid.
I wonder if it's from Isabel. That seems like that might be a pretty good piece of gear. So let's see. Temporarily increases attack proficiency with each precision dodge. I wonder how much it... I wonder if it's even worth it. Yeah, let's put it on. Let's see, I guess. Oh, do we have enough? Oh, we do have enough for this ability. Nice. I'll take you. Not enough for this, but we're pretty close to that. After that, we can, what's it called? At least say we got all the abilities on the map, even though we didn't upgrade all of them. Cool, that's bound to be a much better attack. Alright, let's talk Nectar, or Neckar. Ask about the Griffin sighting. Perfect. Did I hear you say you were hoping to hunt down a Griffin, Kupo? Then I have a billet for you, Kupo, a especially horrible one called the Dozmar. Oh, I was reading that super fast because I thought the dialogue was going to go away. Nope, this is the one I have to push. Dozmar, a Griffin. While passing along the trail from Loswing to Cair Norvent, one of our order was met with a sudden blast of wind so strong that it bent back the trunks of the old oak, and heard a cry so terrible that he ran for his life. Questioning the locals revealed that this area was the nesting place of the elder griffin known as Dozmar. A beast much hated for its appetite both for chocobos and for children. Oof. Brutal. Wait, why didn't that trigger the next? Why didn't that like continue the story or continue the quest? Yeah, I can't select any of these. I guess that's it. Okay. Well, let's get started on some of these, I suppose. Why does it say use the hunt? Maybe I gotta use the hunt board without talking to
How
him.
did we never hear?
Can I not do that? Kind of weird that the story won't continue. Why? Maybe I have to view the hunt board. I can't select anything. I guess maybe that's just the way it is. So near Lost Wing. Which I think it was over here somewhere, right? Yep. So it's near Care Norvant or Care something. Oh, the Norvent. Oh, this must be around here then, right? In this direction. Norvent Valley. Okay, so I guess let's go here and just kind of go in that direction. You're in the last dungeon of Final Fantasy II. Oh, nice. Yeah, you're slowly making your way through it.
Good day to you.
And then you can move on to Final Fantasy III. Good times, good times. We had a fun time with those Pixel remasters.
The crystals we get from the tailor all
Maybe it's time to go back to our Final Fantasy marathon. You know, after we do, I mean, when it comes to the Souls games, all we have to do is Demon Souls, which from what I hear is one of the shorter ones. Oh, man. But see, the reason I wanted to do all the Final Fantasy games before this game came out is because I feel like I can already feel it in my soul that it's going to be so hard to go back and play, the Final Fantasy games that we didn't do for the marathon yet. After playing this one, with how good this game looks and plays, just thinking about going back to Final Fantasy X-2 just gives me the chills. God, I wish I finished that game.
Let's go.
Maybe if we finished 10-2 and 12, it wouldn't be as bad. Because 13 looks pretty good. 13 and up looks pretty good. I suppose Final Fantasy 12 is not that bad looking, especially since we're playing the remaster. But it's kind of got that same dark theme, and it's themed around this kind of, Empire. You got the Imperials and all that. But it's kind of got the same theme as this game. Okay, let's see if I can find this bird. He's got to be around here somewhere. The Pixel remaster and the 3D remake, and then onto the fourth one, the 3D remake. Oh, is that how you're planning on doing it? You're planning on doing the Pixel remaster and then doing the 3D remake right after?
Griffins don't exactly make for easy prey. Let's hope our craftsman hasn't bitten off more than he can chew.
Well, I see him. I don't see him. Where is this bird? Is it over there? Oh, there he is. I didn't even see him up there. That's the plan. I thought about that, but I felt like I might just get burned out playing the same story again, even though it was like a 3D remake. But who knows? I mean, I wouldn't mind going back to it now.
The leather work will have to wait.
Whoa, that guy's level 28. Whoa, I have fire. Where's my? Where'd that fire? Oh, that must be from the Berserker ring. That's pretty cool. That we have that ability. Oh, we can finally try this one, Judgment Bolt. Okay, that was fun to do. Now let's get some HP back with our ability here.
Too slow.
Gotta say, I do like. I mean, that's such a nice touch that you would think that putting that ring on or any piece of gear would not have that significant of an impact, but it's got like its own. It's got its own animation. You know, that fire. You know, our sword becomes lit with fire. You got all that other cool stuff happening. It's just kind of interesting that that's even happened. See if I can do it again. Missed. It's like something you would have never expect a ring to do. Man, that's a lot of damage. Yeah, that's all this that's happening now with the fire. That's all because of a piece of gear that we put on.
Come on. Yeah. Nice try.
Yeah, I think this is the first time we've faced off against somebody that's higher level than us.
Clive, you're wounded.
And he's a hunt, so I'm not surprised.
Not good.
Ooh,
That's better.
that was my mistake. And they limit how many potions that you can have. You're like limited to 3 potions and, oh no, 4 potions and 3 high potions. That's it. Can't carry any more with you. You don't have you know, it's not only for the fight. It's not like after the fight, like you have 99 in your bag or something, and then after the fight, you know, your potions get refilled. Nope. You have 3 to 4 potions, or 4 potions, 3 high potions, and that's pretty much it. And then after that, you have to go buy them. And this game also has berries, which, you know, I'm getting lucky with them. Ooh, that does 7,000 damage. It's a good thing we waited and saved our ability points to get that. That is brutal damage. The amount of games that have terrible camera angles with flying enemies. I don't know. Yeah, I guess. I feel like it's just hard to do, right? Or maybe they want you to be confused, right? and disoriented.
Is something there, boy?
But I've seen worse.
Could that be our man?
I mean, it's not that bad in this game. There have been people that have complained about the camera in this game not being as responsive as they would like. From what I hear, I think it's fine. Nothing's seemed unfair to me as of yet.
Are you all right?
Even the flying enemies,
Dare say I'll survive.
because
That
before they
griffin caught me before I could get an arrow off. Must have lost sight of me in the grass, though. I'd be dead if it hadn't.
More likely than not.
The name's Camille. I'm a lowly leather worker, if you couldn't tell by the smell of me.
Not so lowly from what I hear. Do you remember selling to a merchant by the name of Karen?
She's not an easy woman to forget. Bought a cuirass from me after I lost my buyer. Quite taken with my work, as far as I recall. Didn't stop her bartering me down to a pittance, though. She send you for a refund?
It's not her who sent me.
No, I think the camera's fine. That was just some article I was reading that some people were complaining about it being a tad bit too
Well.
slow.
Consider me flattered.
You should be. He's a master of his art, and not an easy man to impress.
Blacksmiths are proud folk. It's a rare thing indeed for one to praise a glorified tanner. And I don't imagine an impressive swordsman like yourself would be getting your steel from any but the best. I'd dearly love to help a fellow craftsman, but... Well, actually, I suppose you could give him this.
What is it?
Treated leather. Same stuff I used to make that cuirass. If your man's as skilled as he sounds, he'll know what he's looking at.
You sure?
Well, you did save my life. And thanks to you, I'll be going home with all the griffin hide I can carry. I'd say it's the least I can do. Short of showing him how to make the thing myself, that is. But there are rules against it. Secrets of the trade and whatnot.
In that case, I'll see that he gets it.
I'd be much obliged if you would. Right. I've got some greaves to make. You send your blacksmith my regards.
Will do. And thank you.
Yeah, I mean, I think the camera's pretty great.
Hopefully this will sweeten Blackthorn's mood.
Even for like flying enemies, I've noticed that with flying enemies, when they're on the ground, it's whatever. It's like any other enemy. But like when they're in the air, I've noticed that the camera doesn't always follow them. There was a dragon that we fought where the camera did not follow the guy or the monster that flew. But if I remember correctly, I think before the enemy attacked, we automatically lock on to the enemy. And it does seem like the game does give us some time to react. So I think all things considered, it's fine. You've seen a lot of bad reviews for this, and you don't know why. Man, people just review bombing it. I wouldn't pay them any mind. Yeah, the story is gripping, voice acting is great, combat looks smooth. Only annoying thing is the voice dialogue, where they don't read it all. Yeah, but that's, like I said, like I've mentioned, that's just a small... There are a couple things that are just small little nitpicks that I didn't like.
Monster. He's Torgal.
No
And he'd
mini-map.
take a liking to
Every
you
time I
too
want to
if you
open the
gave him
map,
as
I gotta
many.
pause the game. Even in Final Fantasy 12, you could open up a map and still walk around. So it's kind of annoying that I pretty much have to pause the game anytime I want a map.
Says
Second
Nando's.
thing that annoys me, there is no dedicated sprint button. I mean, I was so annoyed. I was like, am I doing this wrong? I actually looked it up. I searched up the question. Like, is there a sprint button that I'm missing? No. Apparently, when Clive is able to sprint, usually in the open world, he'll do it after 5 seconds or something. And I'm just like, that's elf Just L3. L3. I mean, I guess L3 is now used for something else. To summon our Chocobo. Or no, that's R3. L3 was for Animal Instinct, I guess. They could have assigned it to a different button. It's so annoying. I gotta wait for him to decide
Clive
to
might
start
even
sprinting.
find the geezer.
Bloody busybodies, the both of you.
But those are like minor nitpicks. Although the mini map is really annoying. That one's really annoying. The sprinting, I can let that slide.
How'd it go, Clive? Did you find him, or does the hunt continue?
I found him. And he asked me to give you this, along with his regards.
Treated leather, a sample of supple hide, dressed to the artisan Camille's exact standards. It has nary a trace of the barnyard musk of lesser leathers, instead smelling faintly of rose hips.
You're joking.
He said he wouldn't teach you how to work it, but that if you were as skilled as you sounded, you'd have no trouble understanding how it was done.
So that's his secret. Crafty bastard. He's layered and cross-grained it. Good few times, too. No wonder it's tough. And that's no ordinary oil he's used to get that finish. Oh, this is fine work. Even finer than I thought.
Yeah? I'll take your word for it. Just looks like leather to me. Still, I'm glad you're happy. Here, Clive. You didn't happen to catch the fella's name, did you?
Camille, I believe.
I thought as much. There ain't many leather workers in the realm daft enough to do their own hunting, see, and his name kept cropping up when I was asking around. Turns out he's from Tabor, and again most leather workers are. But our friend Camille guards a long-held family secret, the details of which are the subject of some debate in the leather-working community.
Then we better keep this close to our chests.
Listen, sorry for putting the both of you to all that trouble. Should have kept my moaning to myself. Still, I'm glad you found him. This has cheered me right up.
That was the idea.
Well, hopefully you can
Clive's
make better
idea.
weapons
Anyway,
for me.
He did most of the work.
It's good to have you back, Blackthorn.
Just don't expect me to go turning out work like this.
No.
There's a reason
Exactly what
he
I was
does his own
expecting.
hunting. He knows exactly what hides to look for. And that's how he gets them to layer up so nicely. And don't get me started on how much oiling this leather would need. But I reckon I can make something about as good. Something a Cursebreaker will have no trouble caring for. Anyway, enough narrowing. I've got work to be getting on with.
Cool. At least we can get some better gear. Hopefully,
Looks like
at
we won't
least.
be needing a new blacksmith.
As if there was a better one out there. It wouldn't have been the same anyway. No one spins a yarn like old Blackthorn in his cups. Right, now that's sorted. I've got duties to attend to. Thanks, Clive. You've given me my mate back.
Okay, these side quests are getting more involved and they are taking longer to do. Nice, nice. Level up. Drake Slayer's Belt Design Draft. Necessary for crafting the Drake Slayer Belt. Alright, nice. We got a new recipe for a belt, I guess. Good stuff, I suppose. Good stuff. Design drafts. You have obtained the design draft for the Drake Slayer's belt. Design drafts unlock new crafting options at the Black Hammer. Visit Blackthorn in the Hideaway for details on the material requirement. Let's have a quick chat
What do
with
you
him.
need? What's something for you, dear?
So let's see. Nothing that's an upgrade at least. Oh, here's the draft. Oh, now that's way better. Electrum. Damn it! Of course we don't have any. All this time we've taken to do side quests and kill mobs, don't even have Electrum. That's a huge boost to defense. Gelatinous mass and a huge boost to defense. Damn, I want both of those.
Anything else?
I guess nothing for now.